All right, hello and welcome everyone. So today we are going to be talking about Anthem. Anthem, obviously, is a game that has been talked about a lot by the Warframe community, as it is seen as a competitor for Warframe. I'm here to tell you right now, this game is not really trying to compete with Warframe. This game is trying to be Destiny-ablo. And that's not a bad thing, actually, I think. So, let's talk about some basic stuff here, and then we're going to get into a mission and show all that business. First and foremost, this area here is kind of the hub zone. This is the equivalent of Destiny's Tower. You got things like going to this vault area where you can craft items and sell items and look at all of the stuff you have in your inventory. This is where you're going to be able to talk to like the characters in the story and get quests and business and all that stuff. That's all fine and good. I do think you move a little slow in this area, and your character could stand to be able to sprint here so you can get from place to place more quickly, but that's a minor complaint overall. Now, let's talk about the important shit, which is your Javelin, which is, you know, your suit. This big boy right here is the Colossus. Unfortunately, in the demo, you can only play as 2 of the 4 Javelins. You have to play as the Ranger to start, and then you can choose one. Shock and surprise, I chose the Colossus as opposed to Storm or the Interceptor. Interceptor is what I like to call tiny knife bitch. That is an assassin class that teleports and does all kinds of stuff like that. And then Storm is a big caster that like calls down lightning and does those cool things. Those classes have seemed pretty interesting to me, and I wish I could have tried them in this demo, but unfortunately I was only able to see them in action and not use them for myself. That being said, let's check out the Forge and talk about the customization that is available in this game, as that's going to be really important to Warframe players. So before we even go into all this gear business, let's talk about appearance stuff. Appearance stuff in this game is intense. This is probably the most in-depth appearance customization I have ever seen in any game. There's a ton here. So first and foremost, you have chests. So I have these 2, and you can unlock more of these. There's only 2 in the demo. But those are pretty wildly different. Arms, relatively similar, but still customization here. And then leg stuff. And you have a couple different choices here. I'm going to assume there's going to be quite a few choices in the actual game. And those choices, as far as I can tell, are purely cosmetic. So there's that. With that, we also have some other cosmetic choices like vinyls, which I'm using this one, but you can choose to have none. The problem I've seen with vinyls is that they cannot be colored. You can't change the colors on these vinyls, so unless one is really your aesthetic, you're probably not going to use one. I made this one work, and I think it ended up being quite good. But yeah, they're not colorable. That's probably the worst thing about them. Not that that means that this appearance system is bad. We also have wear state. So this, I'm on standard. This is how it looks. We have clean, which is very slightly different. As you can see, like on the knee pad here, it's most noticeable where there's like a little scuffage, and then that's just cleaned up and changed. And then you have new, which is having it look like it is a brand new, factory sealed, as it were, Javelin. And then we have dirty and old. This is a high level of customization considering what else we're about to talk about. So this is intense. Like this goes on all the materials and all of like the business here, and it like fades the colors, and there's like scuffage and all this business, and that's a lot to do. But even beyond that, we have paint, an unassuming name for the deepest customization I've ever seen. This is like Warframe customization on crack steroids. It is insane. So like with this, all these glowy bits, and the Colossus glows more than they normally do. That's a bug in the demo. Apologies for the blinding light. But basically, if I choose this, I can choose a material that I want to put on here. So we've got like fabrics, leather, metals, painted panels, painted metal, and there's all that cool business. So like if I choose this one, like the one I have on right now, then I can go in here and then change the type of metal that it is to be like steel, the gold that I'm using, brass colors like pink coppers, like all of that. That by itself is pretty deep, and that's cool. But if we go in here and we choose a painted source like painted metallics, and we take that and we go into here, we get these selections. And then under custom colors, you literally have a full RGB wheel at your disposal. This is for every single one of these slots. You can change its material, and you can change its colors to whatever is available for each one. Metals are restricted to just the types of metal, but painted metal can be whatever the fuck you want it to be. That's a ton. That's a lot. That's a big amount of customization. You can do whatever you want, and that's fantastic. Cannot possibly say enough good things about the customization that is in this game, because it's just impressive. It's just straight up, it's just impressive. I think they've done a stellar job with that. Also of note here, I suppose, are the animation stuff. So like, hey, if do you want to make the Colossus clap the hands, that you can do such a thing. What about waving? There's probably going to be dances and stuff. That's kind of par for the course with this type of game. So expect your Fortnites to happen pretty much. So yeah. This is awesome. I love the appearance customization stuff in this game. There are features in here like the material selection that we've been asking about to get in Warframe for a long time, but they are very difficult things to actually implement in a game, and I think they've done a stellar job here. It is considerably more than I even anticipated that would be available here. Now let's talk about the things that matter for gameplay purposes, and that is going to be this stuff here. So you will have 3 abilities to choose from, yes, abilities, and then 2 weapon slots, which there are some exclusive weapons depending on which javelins you are, and then, of course, components. Components are basically the equivalent of mods for your javelin, in that this is an autocannon ammo mod, which is Colossus exclusive, and it gives me a ton of health and armor. And that's great. I love that. And then I have this other universal component, which is weaker because it's universal as far as I can tell, even though it is a higher power level. So this just gives me a good bit of health, good bit of armor, and then there are also some other bonuses tacked onto here. These bonuses appear to be like randomly generated and are just very tiny minor bonuses, like a little bit more ammo, a little bit more shotgun ammo, that kind of thing. And on here, there are some placeholder things for like Javelin impact damage, but it's plus 0%. And that's the same for the grenade launcher damage over here. It's a plus 0% one. So I think they're still trying to figure out how much of those damage percentiles should be in the full game. And honestly, I can't really blame them for that. Besides that, we have a full suite of ability choices, and these actually change the abilities that we're going to have. So a shock coil, you turn this on, and electricity shoots out of you and hits all the enemies in your area. Cool. And then we have a lightning coil, which this will zap enemies in front of you, and this is a detonator. So as denoted here, this detonates explosive combo. Explosive combo is a thing that is unique to the Colossus Javelin. Each of the Javelins have their own unique combo ability. In the case of the Colossus, when you combo, enemies explode, and that explosion can proc more combos and kill a bunch of shit. It's really effective and pretty awesome, not gonna lie. That combo system is basically from Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. For those who remember the biotic combo stuff you could do there to get a lot of crazy effects, that stuff is basically in this game. And it works really well. It feels great to pull off. I have pretty much no complaints about the combo stuff that I have seen so far. And then we also have support gear. Also just to like really quickly go over like all the stuff I have. I have like burst mortars, a really large mortar, a shock coil, and then the lightning coil, which is what I'm going to be using. And then we have our heavy assault launcher. I have a bit more variety here on locked stuff. So we have like a flat cannon, which is a big old shotgun, which you get multiple shots of per recharge. I have a venom spitter, which is going to be able to prime enemies to be detonated, because you need a primer ability and a detonator ability in order to combo. And also I have a flamethrower, which is able to combo, which is what I'm going to be using. But besides that, we have the siege cannon, which is a detonator but not a primer. The flamethrower is a primer. So I combined this with the shock coil on my other ability slot, and then I can do explosive combos with the fire, and that's pretty rad. Besides that, we have railgun, which is a ton of damage and is armor piercing and stuff like that. And then I think that's all for here. And the siege cannon, yeah. So we have like 4 abilities or so here. And then support gear. This is different for all of the javelins. By the way, each of these abilities is unique to each javelin, and they have different abilities inside there. So we have the shield pulse. This is going to make me and my team all tougher. Then I also have a battle cry, which is a taunt for enemies to force them to attack you. This ability doesn't actually seem super great, because enemies actually seem to tend to attack the Colossus all the time regardless. So taunting them has seemed pretty unnecessary, but the shield pulse has been fantastic whenever I have needed it. And then besides that, for weapons, the autocannons are exclusive to the Colossus, but you can equip most things here. The Colossus is not allowed to use any of the pistol or, I think, submachine gun weaponry. You can only use kind of bigger stuff like shotguns and things. This sniper rifle has worked out really well for me in that it is just seeming to be really good against the boss of the kind of Stronghold, which is like a strike from Destiny. That is kind of the last thing you can do in the demo as it stands right now. So this is all cool. I like the combo stuff that they've got going on. You can also combo between yourself and your teammates, which has been fantastic, combining like my ability with allies' ability and all that stuff going off. Absolutely great. So I'm really enjoying all the stat stuff here. Things that I have not been enjoying, and this was mostly a problem on day one, and BioWare has addressed this a couple of different ways and times. This demo has tended to be really crashy buggy, in that you hit an infinite load screen in a variety of different places. Like when you're starting a mission, when a mission is trying to end, sometimes in the middle of a mission when it tries to connect you with more players to fill the mission. There have been a bunch of different times where it gives you an infinite load, and it sucks. Like, it sucks. The worst thing in this demo so far, that is like not like a actual mechanic and it's just been shitty, is that it has not let me play it more and has not let me finish missions to get more loot that I want to go get. That is both a good thing and a bad thing, I think. If they fix it, that becomes a very good thing, because the game, it's making me want to play it more. Obviously, that means it's doing its job. But I really, really hope by launch they can get all that type of like crashy stuff out of the way, and people can just enjoy the game, because I think it's actually pretty good. Now let's talk about a thing in the game that I don't think is very good at all. Like, this is just a game thing, doesn't have anything to do with crashing. I don't think they can fix this by launch. This menu. This menu, I think, is terrible. Every single person I have talked to about this menu hates it. It is terrible UI. So, the way that you go on missions is you click this, and you get this map. And then I can select like free play, I can select the Tyrant Mine, which is that Stronghold we were talking about. I can hit F and select quick play for missions to join in on people and all that business. But where do I go from here? Literally, the way that this is designed is I have to click the mission I want to do and then back out of it, and this is where you launch the mission from. It's super ass backwards, and I don't know why this isn't just like a list, or why this map isn't just like built into this panel for you to click your missions on, or there's a million different ways this could be that it wouldn't be fucking weird and confusing like that. I don't understand why that design decision was made. It's baffling. That being said, overall, minor complaint. Let's talk about a few other things. Earlier I said this was Destiny-ablo, which means it's combining with Diablo. This is the major thing that is making me think that this game is going to be Diablo 3 as fuck. And that is basically these Grandmaster levels, which are essentially going to be your Torment levels, and the way that difficulty is presented in general. So this, enemy damage and health is increased by 100%, drop chance of maximum rarity is increased by 50%, hard mode, 300% enemy health and damage, 100% maximum rarity increase. So, you have these two, and they have Grandmasters, 700%. They recommend a certain rarity of item, 150% drop chance of Masterworks, and then like 1500% stuff, 200% Masterwork, 250% Masterwork, 3100%. Like, it's recommending like you get geared up and like just do the harder difficulties and things, and that is very like Torment levels from Diablo. And I think it'll be a cool structure for the game, because the content as it stands right now actually seems pretty repeatable, especially if they add even more enemy types as you get like into the Grandmaster stuff. If they have kind of the mutator system that Diablo uses, where this enemy comes in with like these certain keywords and they do different stuff, that'll be really neat for this game. I think it would work very well. So that's exciting, and it makes this game, like, just this at its face value, makes this game a lot less like Warframe than like being like Destiny and Diablo, essentially. Like, this system is nothing like Warframe. I know the Warframe devs have talked about introducing a system like this in the past, but they haven't, and it's a pretty big change overall. So, besides that stuff, you have, like, friend inviting, and that's all fine and good. And then this menu, which is a bit interesting for the future of this game, in that these are kind of craftable bonuses that you can bring onto a mission. So, like, this will make it so my heat capacity is larger so I can fly longer, and all that kind of business. That's cool. like being able to just use resources that you'll pick up in the world and then be like, hey, I got this bonus for this mission. That'll probably be really useful for like the extremely high difficulties where you might need like 10% more shock damage or something to really get through the content more easily. And you might like actually have a good way to spend those resources that you might be accruing in mass. Seems like a good way to go. Now, we are going to try and do the Tyrant Mine. The Tyrant Mine is not crazy difficult, but it can be a little slow if you don't have a full group. It's a Stronghold. It's clearly meant for full group play, so hopefully it matches us in with a bunch of people. If it doesn't, then I have footage of the mission already, and I'll just throw that in here. But we'll see if we can get a full group. Also, this loading screen is fucking dope. Hey, it put us in. And it put us in with an almost full group. Fantastic. Let's see if we can do this. That is a Storm player, so you'll see some of that. And we have a double Colossus here. So we're just going to talk about all the abilities and stuff. On my E is my Flamethrower. On my Q is my Lightning Coil, which will target enemies. And then I have V is Melee, which is a Slam here. Also, we ended up with a full party. Nice. So I've got this Slam. The Melee is unique to each of the Javelins. Mine is an AoE and does a lot of damage. And then I have Z is my big buff that'll go to the whole party. I've got my 2 weapons. I can sprint. The Colossus specific interaction is this shield, which will recharge whenever you are not using it, as you can see here. So you've got a kind of Reinhardt-like mechanic here. We can just fly over these mines, though. Flying is basically air sprinting, and there's actually a little bit more to it than it maybe looks like there is. Whenever you start flying, you actually have WASD control, where S is slow down, W is speed up, and then A and D will give you like more tight turning, but you also turn with the mouse. So there's kind of like a combined control thing there. That's actually pretty good. I'm going to help the team out real quick. So enemy stuff. This is a legendary Scar Scout. I'm going to turn on my Lightning Coil and start flamethrowing this guy. Whenever his shield goes away, you'll see him combo, and combo will do a ton of damage to this guy. That's going to be like the main way you're going to clear things really quickly is by doing combo to them. And when you're not doing combo, you're going to be doing considerably less damage. So we are going to use our sniper rifle, get rid of these turrets and things. Oop, there's one still above me. I thought the team took out that guy already. That'll be important to get rid of. But yeah, hard targets like this seem to be like a thing that'll prevent you from like really going in on enemies. So you'll have to like hang back, get rid of those, and then like really go to town on enemies is what seems to be the main case here. And I'm out of ammo for my sniper rifle. Sniper rifles are really powerful, but don't have a ton of ammo. See a combo there. Also, you can chain combo, where you can hit a bunch of enemies at once. When we get into the later parts of this mission, whenever it changes faction, you're going to see that a lot more. But yeah, this is like the long mission, basically, in the current content, and I've really enjoyed it so far. Also, for those wondering about ways to heal, the way you heal at current is you can heal up to a certain value just normally, up to like 25% of your life, and then otherwise you're going to have to pick stuff up, which has been fine. You can see I got the double combo there. The shield obviously helps the Colossus survive a lot more than they would normally be able to. Got a combo there. My shield can just eat a bunch of damage there. We'll finish this guy off. Get health out of him. There's also a sniper there, which is bad for me because that breaks my shield. I'm gonna slam this guy. Oh shit, it missed. There we go. Alright, we're gonna try and keep our teammates alive, which is pretty important. And, like, basically, Colossus is a big tank boy. I've enjoyed playing as him a lot. You can also melee with the shield, which will do quite a bit of damage. Also, an interesting note is whenever you pick up ammo, it will reload your gun. So you actually don't have to reload super often, as long as you're killing enemies before you you run out of ammo in your clip, which actually makes the autocannon for the Colossus really effective whenever you're mowing guys down. And it feels really good. It makes the pace of the game a lot faster than it would be otherwise, and I think that's on purpose. This guy just wants to sit here weirdly. There we go. Usually those guys are pretty good. Oh, so this is really confusing for a lot of people. So these like light orbs that we've got here, you pick these up, and then you dunk them in this to turn this off. That's what the objective is here. There are a lot of people I've played with so far that it's really not obvious what you do with them too, and I can't blame them. So this game doesn't like to be super hand-holdy, which I think is both a good thing and a bad thing. It's bad for objectives like this, where once you get that orb, you don't really know what to do with it for a lot of players. And that has slowed down this like section a couple of different times. But it's not a big deal overall. Because people will get it as the game goes on that, hey, you put these orbs in these things to turn this stuff off, and etc., you know, that kind of business. We're going to try and get rid of this guy. Legendaries have a ton of health and do a ton of damage, but if you just, you know, lock them down, then they're locked down. He's going to do a lot of damage to me, though. Nice. There we go. You can see that combo really chunking through him. And then of course, these guys are really meant to be taken out by the assassin class whenever a big boy is distracting them. Because the big boy doesn't actually do like an insanely huge amount of damage as compared to the other classes. It's just that I have really high survivability, as far as I've seen. Mobility definitely does affect your survivability. So keeping on the move is going to be really important whenever you're not like hard DPSing guys in abilities that don't let you move around a ton, which is like some of the downside to certain abilities. This big boy is going to get my ult, which is this like super rocket launcher. That does actually do a ton of damage. So there's that. And now we only have one of these guys to deal with. We're going to have to get that fire proc and do a bunch of damage through here. Okay, we got an elite behind us. That guy's dead, though. So that's good for us. We got another big boy coming in. We're going to buff our team here. See what we can get done up here. There's a legendary guy. See if we can kill him, finish him off. Yeah, we got him all dead. We have a turret up there, which is not good for us. And I believe our team is attempting to get all the things dunked, and it has backed off a bit. The shield will block fire that is on you, which has been really useful. Turret again. Probably need to take care of that. You can see now I have to reload because enemies haven't been dying, giving me those pickups. Alright, that turret is gone now, so that is really good. Take this guy out. That combo going. One unique thing about the Colossus is also that his melee will combo, so if you need to like really detonate a combo badly, you can do so. Okay, we got this guy, recovered a bit, good stuff. Getting rid of that turret was really what made that considerably easier. There we go, combo went off. Good business. And we can grab this orb here. And this orb up here as well. I'm pretty sure I can hold 3 of them. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I have the last 3. I can go turn these in. But yeah, the combat flows pretty nicely, especially when all 4 like people on a team are all together and like doing combos like crazy and everybody's stuff is going off. It makes the combo flow really, really well. Or in the Colossus's case, whenever he has like a huge amount of enemies in clusters to fight, which we are going to see during this mission, it makes it a lot better. Who has the thing? One of our teammates has the last orb. Is it that guy? It was. Okay, cool. So that turns this off. Luckily, that guy knew what to do. Fantastic. And now we can move on to the next zone, which is over this way.
It looked like the scars were bringing eggs to the relic.
The eggs were filled with acid. Could be using the relic to weaponize it.
Let's check the second relic. Put your theory to the test.
Okay, now we can jump over here. Yeah, the flying is not crazy fast or anything, but it feels appropriate for the game. And I think they did a really good job kind of balancing it so that you're not like only ever flying, and ground combat is important. And they've also made it so that you're certainly more vulnerable while you are in the air. Also, I think we lost a player on the squad. They quit out. Unfortunate. We'll probably get someone new though, hopefully. Hopefully.
Relics up ahead.
This one's a lot more crowded.
Look, eggs everywhere.
We're gonna
I'll pat myself on the
try and
back
dunk on
after I
this
dealt
guy.
with the scars.
knock him out of the air real quick. Get rid of this elite. Good stuff. Yeah, and then here's that. Like, I just got another 90 ammo, like, instantly. I didn't have to reload my gun. That's really important because you can really get some like good combat flow where you just never stop shooting with that minigun as long as you're mowing guys down. Also, there are a couple different miniguns in the demo. This one actually gets more accurate the longer you fire it, and I love it. Like, it's actually incredible. We'll fire this last shot here. Okay, so we got rid of all the turrets on this side, so now we have pretty much free movement over here, but we have to worry about across the way, which is where I'm going to take out this rocket turret. Yeah, this is why the sniper rifle is so useful in... That was a rocket locking onto me. Don't want that in my life. I do not need that kind of badness in my life. So even though it's not super effective at this range, we can still use it. We can block the sniper shot if it's going to hit us. But yeah, the snipers are like ballistas from Warframe, only their noise is a little bit more noticeable, I will say. Not that that is a huge deal. Oh, I gotta get rid of that turret. Pop that real quick. Alright, now having gotten rid of that, we can... Oop. Damn it, hit me with a shot. You know, we're actually just gonna use your ult on these guys. Snipers are no bueno. We're just gonna salt the earth. Also, you can fly with your shield out, which is pretty useful. It uses more heat capacity, as it were, but it makes you safe while flying, and that's really nice that the Colossus can do that. Other classes, instead of having the shield, have a dash, which they can use to maneuver better, and that's good for them. I like the shield, though. The shield's kind of my exact thing that I'm into. Once we get to 8 echoes, we're going to have another wave of enemies spawn.
Star reinforcements.
Which is we're going to see here. So I'm going to buff us up. And we're going to try and kill this elite real quick. Try and take out some of the little guys. And I'm going to get over here into the back where that sniper is to take him out before he becomes a huge problem. And as you can kind of see, like, you can really get some shit done really fast by, like, comboing enemies down and just really taking it to them. And it feels really good to do. So that's good. And, like, starting combat with the melee and stuff, like... Ooh, we got... Oh, shit. Ooh, because of the fire, I was overheated. That's not good. There's some health. Alright. My teammates are down. We're gonna try and get one of these guys up. Success. Heal the other one. So they can get back into the fight. And I'm gonna try and get my ult. Health from this guy. I have my ult. That's the gatekeeper, so we definitely want to kill him. Oh shit, ow. We're gonna try and burn him out. There we go, combo. Gatekeeper doesn't like being on fire. Good shit. Get a bunch of health ups from that. Bash this sniper. Kill these guys. Teammates appear to be pretty much fine now. I'm getting sniped all to hell though. Teammate is down again. Ow, 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 ow. Really low health. Okay. So, hello, Elite Scar. We're gonna go away from you. Ow, 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 ow. We're gonna heal this teammate again. Hopefully they can get some stuff done. Grab that for healing. Grab these. Grab that. Get the orb. Okay, so I have these 2 orbs from this side. We can dunk in there. Ow. This guy's got his ult. That's good. I'm gonna go over there and kill this guy that's up on this hill. Because we do not want any more snipers fucking with us. Yeah, it looks like one of the guys quit out. This is usually the area that makes people quit out if they like don't know what to do, or they haven't really learned how to use their Javelin abilities yet, or combo stuff. Which is like, I mean, hey, it means the game actually has, like, you know, it's difficult for people to, like, figure out, and that's kind of appealing. I mean, at least to me, but of course I'm the fucking psycho that plays as much Warframe as I do. So, you know, there's that. Yeah, we'll get this, these last 2. We're gonna turn this thing off. Alright, that's off now. Okay, and then that'll reward us with the chests with a bunch of items in it. Couple of rares, hooray.
It came from below.
Of course it did.
Get rid of these mines.
If we don't get rid of the source,
Scars will come back and keep
You know, this is how you defuse explosives, right?
Already done.
I'm pretty sure this is how you normally defuse explosives. This is like standard procedure. Yeah, moving on to the next area. We still have one of the guys with us, although he's still in the Ranger, which is a bit odd, but maybe he likes it, whatever. Yeah, this next area we're gonna start fighting bugs, which are really vulnerable to the combo that I have equipped, which is the flamethrower lightning coil stuff. Obviously, a bunch of the enemies that we've already been fighting are pretty vulnerable to it, but whenever they have shields, that makes them quite a bit less susceptible to it. I don't know if there's actually like a weakness triangle where maybe lightning is what you want to use to be able to proc on top of shields and things like that. But yeah, there's more to figure out whenever like the game is actually proper out for sure.
Why is there a door to a cave? To keep some...
And now we fight the bugs, who are extremely susceptible to combo.
Did you just yell?
The big bad Corvus agent's not a fan of scorpions.
what? No crap, that's the likability.
But yeah, this is the basically this is the equivalent of this game's The Flood, this game's The Infested, etc. You know the drill. Like all the games now that are coming out, if they're gonna have multiple factions, one of the factions is the bugs, one of the factions like the zombo infested like creature things. That's just, it's par for the course at this point. That being said, I don't think these are like bad by any way, or bad by any means. Like they're just you know, what you'd anticipate. And they can kind of do anything with them, which I think is the point of this faction.
Ally forward.
We'll have to go down.
To the water.
Alright. Also, there's underwater stuff. This is, thankfully, not Sharkwing. The movement speed in these little tiny sections seems to be totally fine. And really, all these sections seem to really do is hide a load, where your game will, like, load the next area while you're swimming slowly. That, like, literally seems to be the case for these. That being said, they're pretty, and I don't mind them. Yeah, we'll have to wait for our ally here to catch up with us. And this will open up. We might actually be able to complete this with just the two of us. It should be doable. Hopefully it gives us some more people, though, just because it is still better with more people.
Eggs. You know what they say? You've got to crack a few eggs to make an omelette.
I don't want that omelette.
But yeah, and then
What is that?
a thing that's like worth noting, I suppose, is like the characters that are on comms here. I don't really know a ton about all the characters. Because obviously they put us at like level 10, so like we're not supposed to really know like the context of like who the characters are and stuff. But they're not annoying, and that's a good start. Like they're not super frustrating. They're not like so chatty as to just be like always talking and like bad to listen to or anything like that. They seem fine, and like that's like a good first impression for the characters that are talking during missions to not be frustrating and like this. Feel like they're wasting your time, so that's good. It's a good start, and I think that's kind of the way I would describe all of Anthem as it stands right now, is that this seems like a good start, but I really want to see if they can get there with the final product, as it were. Thankfully, during the time I've been recording, we actually haven't seen any of the awful bugs that I was running into while I was streaming this for like 6 or 7 hours or so, I think it was. So that's good. Hey, maybe that's all I had to do. If I start recording, then it stops being buggy. That's the trick. Yeah, this area, if you're wondering why I don't fly up to this thing, it's because whenever you're holding big objects, you can't fly. Which obviously it's going to be a way for you to, or for them to like put difficulty in certain areas that involve navigating. It's probably a smart thing on their part to make that restriction happen. Oh shit! Ow! All right, heal up. There's a lot of dudes. We're actually just gonna do this. How's that sound? Yeah, we're just gonna get rid of them. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, your melee recharges pretty fast, which is nice. Hopefully I can get all these drills gone before teammate returns with more stuff, which will give us even more guys to contend with. Alright, all the drills are gone. Good stuff. Actually, did I lose the whole teammate thing? He left. Well, that's sad times for me. Well, let's do this anyway. Fuck it. Fuck him. I do kind of hope these strongholds scale. If people, if like, they're difficult enough that people will quit out of them. Or you know what? Maybe that guy just crashed. Actually, that's actually completely possible. Hopefully, he wasn't carrying one of these relics, because that might make this mission incompletable. Oh shit, webbing. Yeah, hopefully we can do it. If at any point this like crashes or anything, I'll just convert over to footage I already have of this mission and do that. because there should be, yeah, this one that I have, and then there should be 2 down there, not 3. So I might actually be screwed because my teammate quit out, and that's no good. But we'll see. Oh no, are there 3 in this area? There might be. Oh no, that's just some mushrooms. Yes, there's 2 in this area, so that does not bode well for the completability of this. We'll try though. And you can see this activity is obviously meant for a group where you split up into groups of 2 and do all these sections in like 30 seconds. But yeah, much slower by myself. It's really unfortunate too, because we had like pretty much a full squad.
Hey, freelancer.
More scars, I know.
These look extra powerful.
Yeah, more Scar Boys show up here. And this is like the boss wave of them. Oh, bullets. Get rid of these big boys. Yeah, there we go. Nice, we actually got all 3 of them. Good shit. Oh, okay, shit. I thought there was only 3. That appears to not be the case. Okay, took him out with a sniper. Put my shield out. Should be able to melt this guy before those guys get me. Ow, ow, ow. There we go. Yeah, there we go. We shredded them. Alright. This really is way more difficult by yourself. But I mean, hey, that's... what do you expect, right? But is it going to be impossible because there is only 1 more fragment? Maybe. I sure hope it's not made impossible by that person quitting out. That'd be really sad times for me. Like, it's gotta have, like, a fail-safe, right? I sure hope so. Where, like, if I put this in and there's no place to go, it just spawns one, right? Something like that. Or, like, it just makes it proceed if there's no objectives left, or some kind of thing like that. Because they gotta know people will quit out of missions, or will, like, DC and stuff like that. Oh? Is it... I'm just gonna let me... No? There appears to not be a fail-safe type situation, and because that person quit out or disconnected or whatever while they were holding one, I can no longer proceed. That's really sad, but this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about, where there just isn't, like, it's crashy and buggy, but if it wasn't, it'd be a really good time, and it just, it makes me sad, because whenever this game is working, I'm really enjoying myself, but when it's not, It's just frustrating. And that's unfortunate. So, I guess this is going to be the end of the video. I am going to cut to some footage I took before of me doing the rest of this mission. That does crash at the end before I get to the reward screen after we fight the boss of this area as well. But yeah, I hope this game is good. I hope they can solve problems like this and the crashing stuff by the time the game launches. Because if they can, I think it'll be a really good time. Thank you guys for watching this video. I know it's quite long, and it'll be quite a bit longer whenever I tack on the rest of that. But yeah, later, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope this game fucking pulls it together. Please.
And there's nodes everywhere.
Give it a minute, it should work itself out. Should? Energy readings are stabilizing, albeit slowly. Just stay in the center, any interference will cause the energy to spike again. Stay on the platform.
her friend like that.
Too bad. I'm just getting started.
It got quiet.
Bet it'll stay that way.
It's pretty dark in here.
Throw down a flare. It will help.
You freelancers have tools for everything.
Back into the deep.
Oh, that's just wrong.
Remember? It's only a scorpion, but bigger.
A lot bigger.
You're not helping.
It would be unprofessional to cut the link, right?
Highly.
Damn it.
Next time, I expect big-ass bugs to be in the mission briefing.
You'd have to show up for that to help. to forget that thing.